start recording? Alright. Alright, I think we're good. So, everyone is online. I still have a little bit of snacking to do, but I can do that while DMing. Mikhail is not available, so I'll be recording this game and just forward the file to him. Alright. Does anybody have any business we have to take care of before we jump into it?
Enchanted ribbons. This is the first Bogart is hearing of it. What is that?
They're not enchanted yet. Last game, at the end of the game, I pulled 2 ribbons out of the creepy clown bag.
That's
and
right.
Gimbal and I, we each got 1 as friendship ribbons. And now next time we're in town, we're going to enchant them.
Yes.
I think that was Gimbal, wasn't it?
Yeah. Didn't I say Gimbal?
Hey, Randy, can you try, I don't know, disconnecting and reconnecting? I'm having a lot of trouble hearing you.
Yeah, there was a little robot voice going on.
Okay. Stand by. It might be in my hands free. Let me try that.
Okay. Gracias.
Can you
We should totally do like Wonder Twins friendship bracelets.
I'm down.
Can you hear me now?
Form of...
Kind
No,
of.
you're still
You're
pretty.
still a little
You're
robot.
still pretty robotic.
Restart my phone. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. So, while we're waiting on Hogard, the current state of the union of the party union, Hogard, Harshnag, Sabek, Wex, and Lunara are in the 2nd floor Royal Suite, exploring. Gimbal and Vanitas are in the pagoda in the garden section of the temple. That's all the characters, right? I'm not missing anyone.
Pretty sure that's it.
No, I don't think so.
I think that's everyone. So, which group do we want to start with? Is anybody, like, particularly antsy to pick up where their character left off?
I think we should start with the smallest group first.
Alright, smallest group first. So, you guys found this pagoda. It had 2 rune stones in it, one of which is part of the set that belongs to this temple. The other one is from a different, like, third-party set that somebody had brought in. You have no idea what the rules involved there are, but it seems to be from a different source. They are of the type Haug, or life, and Eld, or fire. And you guys thought about removing them, but decided that doing so might endanger this garden, and decided not to.
That all sounds accurate.
Yep. Oh wow, it's worse.
Whoa.
Hold on, let me get my Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Alright, I turned my Wi-Fi off, so I'm just on my AT&T.
It's
Oh, fine
now
now.
you sound a lot better.
beautiful and clear.
Yeah.
I'll do it that way.
Clean and clear, cover girl.
Great.
Okay. So, Vanitas, Gimbal, you guys, I mean, I think we just stopped after you guys had gotten here. There was an encounter where a tiger ran through chasing a bunch of mink, and that woke up a bear, and you guys had to beat up the bear. And then it was now. You have your Rocky Talkies if you want to catch up with the other group to see where they're at, or if you have anything else you want to do from here, let me know.
I think. Did we decide we're going back into the vents before we started today's game?
I would love to go back to the vents.
I'm totally down to go back into the vents.
There are vents in this room. If you like, as you look around the walls, you can see holes in the walls. They're like fuck. How high up would they be? They're probably like 40 feet up. Yeah, because you would want the air vent to be over your head height, and the normal giants stand like 20 feet tall, so that sounds about right. So yeah, let's say 30 to 40 feet up, there are some holes. The holes are about maybe 2 feet by 2 feet wide. There's several of them located around the room. Vanitas can just fly up there. How is Gimbal getting up?
Gimble's going to use his boots of spider walking.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I forgot about those.
I also would have accepted climb one of these trees that are next to them and jump on in. Alright. So you guys have climbed up here. So...
Are you just rolling like a d4 to figure out what vent we come out on, or do you actually have a map of the vents?
I have a map of the vents. Do you guys think it would be more entertaining if I basically just asked you like left, right, or if I just rolled a number?
I'm down with left, right, left, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You enter the vent. You are traveling straight.
We're going
you
by
come to
intuition here.
You come to a dead end with the vents branching off to the left and right. Do you go right or left?
Right.
Right.
Okay. You come to another vent, or another, like, now it's a 4-way intersection, so you could continue straight, you could go right, or you could go left. If you went right, you would be going back in the direction...
I'm voting left.
Okay.
Left.
Alright. You go left, and after a short distance, well, air quotes short, you're in a giant's temple, you come to a point where the air vent just drops down at a 90-degree angle, and it's just a straight shaft down to the floor below. What do you do? That's the end of this path.
How wide are these air vents, by the way?
They're like 2 feet by 2 feet.
Oh, so I'm like crawling, okay.
I think, let's see. Yeah, 2 feet by 2 feet. Yeah, you would be crawling, but there's enough, maybe we could even go as high as like 3 feet by 3 feet. There's enough room that you could like sit on your butt and like turn around.
I'm just gonna like snake slither down the hole and just fucking like scrape my claws against the side to slow my fall down.
Okay, it makes a horrible, horrible noise as you go.
I would imagine. I'd rather that than break my beak.
Okay, so after descending for a period of time, you see a hole coming up from... Okay, basically you're heading straight down right now. There's going to be an opportunity soon where you could go forward and get back on level, or you could continue going down. Basically, do you want to get back on the first floor, or do you want to go down to the basement?
I want to go down to the basement. We haven't been to the basement yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm following Vanitas here.
Okay, you guys...
He's just standing on my feet as I'm like propelling my, like clawing my way down.
So good.
Go, 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 go.
Okay,
I'm his dumb waiter.
you're sliding down, you get to a point, you... Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Oh, this is going to be very interesting. Okay. You get to a...
lava.
No, there's no lava. You get to a point, you hit the bottom, and the vent is now heading straight ahead of you, or actually behind you from the direction that you came in. Doesn't matter. You only have one way to go, so you start traveling that way. After a bit, you come to an intersection where the vent forks off to your right and then continues straight. You can see down the fork to the right that that particular path is covered in weird spider webs. They have like a weird texture to them, like they're thicker than spider webs should be. The path straight is unimpeded.
I really don't like spiders.
Oh, especially when you're in a
Say that right now?
2 foot by 2 foot hole. Imagine interacting with a giant
Don't you
spider
literally
while in
turn
a
into
2 foot.
spider on a regular basis?
Yes, but I don't want to think about that. I do it
Okay.
blind.
We'll go the other way.
Okay, you go straight. All right, you go straight. The tunnel turns left. You go down. The tunnel turns left again, and through your dark vision, you can now actually see that you are peering out into a open room. That basically the vent has come to an end. You have to kind of like push the vent grate open as you get to it, and you drop out. And go quick. Ooh, actually, I have to change the vision layer a little bit because I did not expect you guys to come into the basement this way.
Gimbal and I always breaking the social norms.
We started trans.
Okay, you guys should all, if you're a DM, switch to
Oh yeah, I already switched.
Eye
to-
of the Allfather B.
Yep.
Okay.
See it.
What
So
room is this?
you might have to zoom out to see. You are now standing in a room. There's a lot of mechanical equipment in this room, as well as 4 of those trash can-like devices that you've seen before. Exploring, you quickly find that there is a door leaving the room to the west, and next to the trash can-like devices that have little metal arms and legs, there is a another rune slot that seems to be like wired into an array that connects to all 4 of them. And this rune slot has the Haug rune in it, the hill or life rune.
Okay, I want to investigate to see if there's anything inside any of the trash cans.
Okay, you cannot take the lid off of any of the trash cans. You do notice that the trash cans have 2 yellow glass dots, 2 circular glass indentations on the air quotes lid of the trash can like device.
Oh, so they actually look just like they do.
They look exactly like they do there.
Okay. Okay, what's this thing? Can I investigate that?
It's a big tube. There's nothing like growing in it. I will say, as Bren the human being, that's basically what I would consider a water heater. Vanitas has almost certainly never seen a hot water heater in his life.
Technically, hot water heater's redundant.
You're right. You would not need to heat hot water. Okay.
God damn it.
All right. So yes.
You're so wise.
Oh yeah, and there's levers in front of. There's levers all along the wall to the north, as well as several other vent openings to the
You
north.
should have led with that, Gimbal. Let's flip all of the levers.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to investigate these and try to like flip them.
Hogard wants to investigate.
We have the
Hogard
Rocky
is not with this group.
Yeah, but
Oh,
we're in touch
okay.
through Rocky Talkies.
Yeah,
we can.
yeah.
We
Hey,
are.
Hogard, there's a bunch of mechanical stuff
Guys,
around here.
call me on Rocky Talkie.
Okay.
Are we within range?
Yeah. The Rocky Talkies have a very large range.
Can we yell
Okay.
through the vents?
That would not work.
Now, how would we describe how to get here?
You know it's on the
Ooh.
basement.
I took notes. Let me try and see. Let Hogard see.
This
Maybe
is
you guys were telling
gonna take
him
offense?
as you were going.
this is
Yeah,
okay. I
wanna
tell
come
you what,
down and-
Hogard. First, you have to find out how to get into the vent. And Harshnag can just lift you up to it if you want. You are starting
Okay.
from a different point than they are. You're starting in a different room.
Oh, I'm not in the garden with them.
No, you're in the room with Harshnag and the rest of the company.
It is a
Oh,
close
there's no
room
way.
to where we
There's
were.
no way I'll find them.
Yeah, but it was close to where we were.
Yeah,
we-
but
We don't know that, but
Do you guys want to try and walk me through it with a Rocky Talkie?
You know it's alright, I will give you. You know it's on the basement, and you know where the central staircase is that goes to both the middle floor, the second floor, and the basement.
I'm
Who
also
wants to
pretty
go?
sure we were high when we first started.
No, you were not high
Gotta
when you
get
entered
high
the vents.
first.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
we're always high.
I'm always high.
Okay.
Well, while we're waiting, I'm
Alright,
gonna
so-
come over here and pop this thing out and see if anything happens.
There's nothing in there. It is a slot that a runestone
oh,
could
it's
go
a
in.
slot.
Hmm.
Okay.
And the
never mind.
slot has like an indent in it that indicates that the Haug-shaped rune would fit in there, but it is not an actual runestone you could take out. To that point, when you flip all the levers, nothing happens, and it feels like there's not enough resistance. Like it feels like there's nothing happening.
Do we have any of those runestones with us?
Nope. There's several of them in the archway itself that you guys are trying to open. You guys also found a Haug rune and an Ild rune, which is hill and fire respectively, up in the garden. I don't know if Gimbal and company told the rest of the party about that.
I thought we did.
Sure. And
Can't
you've
remember.
seen several other runestone slots, but I don't think you've seen any other runestones you could take. I do want to reiterate that the goal of this temple is to get to the Eye of the Allfather's shrine, which is on the other side of this archway, and Harshnag believes that the way to get through this archway is to have a giant touch the runestone of his element with the sacred weapon associated with his tribe. So Harshnag is a frost giant, and the frost rune is there, but they don't have the frost sacred weapon. And you guys also have access to Zephyros, who is a cloud giant, and you do have the cloud giant sacred weapon, but you don't have the cloud giant rune. So if you could find either
The cloud rune or the frost weapon.
yeah,
Question.
or some access to some other giant. One of those three things.
Question.
Yeah.
Gimbal's a changeling.
Do you
He
wanna?
cannot- He can't change into a full-size giant, but can he change in to like a mini version of each giant?
Yep.
So the limitations I've put on Gimbal in the past is that he can. The shapes he's capable of taking on are limited to the biological building blocks of humans, kind of. So when he turned into a spider, he turned into a spider with the muscles and bones and skin of a human. Which is
God!
exactly as horrifying as it sounds. Yes. So he can
That's why I said
change the
I don't wanna think
shape
about it.
of things, but he cannot actually he cannot become a thing. That's why Gimbal
I
can't
wanna
turn into a
vomit.
bird.
I
Because
want to vomit so badly right now.
because if Gimbal turned into a bird, it would basically just be a human with
Gimbal, never turn
bird-shaped
into a
arms.
bird. I'll give you my feathers if you do. Just
I'll only do it
Don't.
when I need to.
Also,
But you
you would
feel
not
like
be
a
able to
fucking
fly
caged
because you would weigh way
person.
too much.
Well, I've already tried fat pterodactyls.
Yeah, Fat Pterodactyl is how it went last
oh dear
time.
God!
So wait,
I'm so
hold
upset that
on.
I asked that question.
How much of the giant do we need, per se?
He just turns into
It
a
does
single
not know.
arm.
You don't know. All you
Okay.
have is a mural on the wall to go off of, and based on that mural, Harshnag had a suspicion of what he thought that it was trying to tell you to do, but
Mm-hmm.
there's no written instructions. There's no wiki
Because-
entry on this.
No, the reason why I ask is because I have two giant's ears.
You would have to have a way to have those air quotes giants hold the sacred weapon associated with their tribe, and then touch the rune associated with their tribe.
Couldn't we just like
Also-
line our palms with the ear? I mean, it's a giant's
you
ear,
could
so I think
try.
it's pretty big.
I will say you only have ears from fire giants, I believe,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the Ild rune was also missing.
Son of a bitch. All right.
All right,
I
Gimbal.
say we continue exploring the basement.
Is this a lever or is this like a crank?
It's like a crank.
I'm gonna twist it.
Can we do it?
You twist it. It seems like it's like disconnected, like nothing happens.
I'm just gonna kick everything because this is not fun yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna kick it, see if it works.
God, I could really use some
Nothing
fog
happens.
right now.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna just Gimbal. Let's go explore this hallway
All right.
Yeah.
because this room sucks.
I'm getting bored.
All right. You head out of this room. I'm gonna switch to the other group in a minute. You head out of this room. You head into what you believe is the basement version of the stairwell room. It's got stairs to the south. It's got like a closet to the north, where the closet door is like cracked open, so you could probably climb in there.
I'm gonna peek my head through and see if there's anything in the closet.
There is giant-sized janitorial equipment.
I'm gonna investigate.
Roll an investigation. I mean, you find giant-sized janitorial equipment. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Is this actually rope?
Yeah, it's rope. It's
I'm gonna take
giant-sized
that
rope.
I'm definitely gonna take that rope.
Could come
That
in
rope
handy.
is going to weigh a whole lot, and your character does have a strength of like 8, I believe.
Fine, I'm gonna feed that rope to my bag.
Okay.
Taking that rope.
I think I might put a limit of like 1 item per day feeding
On
to your
feeding?
bag, because
Okay.
otherwise it throws the scale off. When like there was a time when you guys just found like an armory full of giant items and you just threw everything in there, and I'm like,
Oh
well,
yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so you guys are in the stairwell now, and I think with this much, I think this is a good amount of activity to switch back to the other group. Do you agree?
That's fine.
All right,
Okay.
then the last thing I'm going to leave you with is you peer into the hall beyond, and you see, there's a hall.
A giant star.
Oh, did I still have that there? Sorry, I was using those to leave myself notes, but I have already transcribed them. I actually just have them all memorized at this point. I don't know if I bothered transcribing them, but sure. Okay. Back to Eye of the Allfather, second floor.
Word.
So party, I will remind you
Who all is here? Hogard.
You, me, and Lunara.
All right.
and Harshnag and Wex. So you guys have explored the 3 bedrooms to the north. The eastmost bedroom is the king's chambers and has a chest in it with a big sophisticated padlock on it. And then the westmost chamber has a corpse on the bed, and I'm almost certain you guys saw a ghost when you looked in there previously, and the ghost disappeared briefly afterwards.
I'm gonna walk into the room. Does the room with the ghost in it have the box with the padlock on it?
No, the box
With
with the
the
padlock is to the east, the room with the
Ah.
ghost is to the west.
Okay, I'm going towards the box with the padlock.
Okay.
Did we search?
So I
the
have some questions about this padlock.
Okay,
How old is this?
It's significantly old, based on just historical context and the fact that the girls' room has a poster of Harshnag's dad from his glory days modeling. Harshnag can post this at probably like 400 years ago. I don't quote me on that later if I need to change the canon. The
I'm asking 'cause
chest
I'm trying to-
is the royal chest of the King of Giants. It is I'm gonna say it's like 6 feet tall by like 12 feet wide. There is no there's no like padlock on it. It's more just that like the section where you would expect to be able to like lift has a number of spinning, like a number pad, essentially. And the whole thing is made of a thick metal with like a greenish tint to it.
So, in other words, this doesn't look like something Sabek could smash.
No, you would probably break your sword.
Yeah. What about Harshnag? Is this something that Harshnag could have an effect on?
You can ask him. Harshnag says that just knowing the royal family, he suspects that is made out of adamantium. I think that's the right word. The very strong metal.
Hogard, can you pick this lock over here?
Hogard tried picking it last time. It doesn't have like a hole that he can pick through. So Hogard knows what needs to be done to open it, but the thing that needs to be done to open it is find the combination.
Great. Wonder if the ghost knows the combination.
That's good. That's good detective work. It's good thinking.
Let's go towards the ghost room.
Okay, you head into the ghost room. There does not appear to be a ghost in this room. It appears empty.
Damn it! What's on the bed?
A corpse of a giant.
Chop it.
I love this. Okay, yeah.
Just gonna start chopping it, just blaspheming as hard as he can to try to get this ghost to appear.
I love it.
Fuck
Okay.
your kin, fuck the giants, fuck the king, fuck them all. Come out.
He just hears Vanitas whispering.
Okay. A second after that, after you start that, a large corpse of a storm giant, which looks, it looks like this, or cloud giant. It looks like the same species as Zephyros, appears, and he's kind of translucent and greenish, and he's floating next to you, and he goes, hey, stop that! Stop that! What did my corpse ever do to you?
Let me to this room with a chest without letting me know the combination. Do you know it's Stormy?
Are you asking if... Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I see the question.
I called it Stormy as an insult.
Huh. Okay.
I'm basically going to suggest to this ghost that I'm going to keep disrespecting its corpse unless it helps us get into that chest.
No, I mean this is a good strat.
Ow, stop, Cat. Stop clawing my back.
Okay. Is this? Yeah, all right. It doesn't matter either way.
I'm gonna kick you.
Okay. The giant goes. Nope. I would have no way of knowing that password, and he is somewhat believable. You would say he's probably about an 11 out of 20 believable.
Do you know who would know?
Oh, well, certainly the king and the royal family, probably. I've never met them.
Do you know someone we could speak to that would know?
Well...
Chop the corpse.
Stop that! No. I mean, listen. During my time, I maybe knew the royal family, and I was maybe related to working with them, but that was... I actually don't know how long it's been. I've been stuck in this room for a long time. I can't see the sun or the passing of the seasons. It's been somewhere between 1 and 100,000 years since I died.
Lunara, Hogard, did I ask this ghost his life story? I didn't realize that I gave a fuck. Lunara.
So good.
I know that it's been a rough day, couple of days in this dungeon,
Hogard,
and you've been
Hogard would like
Slurping the
Hogard would
blood,
like
but
to
you
ask
can
the ghost
Tone
something.
it down. No.
What do you want to ask, Hogard?
Does he know of any hiding places the king had?
Like
Is there a
places he might
library?
hide items?
Did he have a desk, a library, a place that he might have had papers?
Okay, so can you make a persuasion roll for me?
Sure.
Character sheet, skills, P.
Sorry, I
You're
just
good.
pulling up my character sheet now. Why isn't it opening? Let me do that again. Character sheet.
Ooh, you've got a +6 to persuasion.
Shoot, I can't move it to my other screen. Sucks. All right, never mind. Once again, a little technical difficulty. All right, persuasion. There we go.
If you want to pop the character sheet out, I believe it's the button in the far top left next to the name
That's
Hogard.
what I usually do, but every time I click on it, I just get a blank pop-up kind of.
Huh.
Are you
That's
using
weird.
a pop-up blocker of any kind?
Maybe. Oh, you know what? It just opened up. It just took a while. So
Okay.
Never mind. I got it
Cool.
on my other screen.
All
Alright, so I'm going to say that you're doing a little bit of a good cop, bad cop thing with Sabek, which is going to give you advantage, which is a 26 on that roll. So he very much likes you and very much wants Sabek to stop whacking his corpse. So he's going to say the king didn't really use the desk in his room for anything private, and the library in here was mostly used by this guy, who is named Vizier something.
The ghost
Yeah.
we're talking to.
And most of the stuff that the king kept hidden, he would keep hidden in his chest. Now, I want to say, as part of this persuasion roll, you to represent that you got a 26, you're kind of like smooth talking him. Do you think that's Hogard's style?
Sure.
He is a rogue.
I wonder if he knew birth dates, like the princess's birth date.
Okay, so you have very much persuaded him, and he thinks that you're a good guy, and he says, all right, I maybe know the combination to get into the king's safe. And the way I see it, I've been stranded here for a long time, and he hasn't come back to, like, bury my corpse or anything, so I think it's fair game to you. If you do something for me.
Sure. What can we do for you?
Well, you see, it's been a long time. It's been long enough that I've read all of the books in the library several times during my afterlife. And I'm very bored and lonely, and I would very much like somebody to play a game with me. And so if you partake in a game of chance, let's say, then I might reward you a certain. I would pay you in like the combination of the king's chest if you can, win a game of chance with me.
That son of a lion giant nobility. Fuck.
What if we lose? What if we don't win?
Okay, so I think the conditions he wants to play for is he wants you to bet your money against his knowledge of the digits of that safe.
No.
So
how much money? I have some money.
let me check the the notes. The best part of this is he cannot do anything with that money. He
Right.
literally just wants you guys to gamble something, so there are some stakes. All right, let me see. You guys are in room T15. Oh
You
no.
said he was a cloud giant, right?
He is a cloud giant. Yes. Oh, by the way,
Do we have the cloud sigil and weapon?
you have the cloud weapon. You don't have the cloud sigil, but you guys also have access to Zephyros, who is a cloud giant. Also, remember that you have not explored all of the third floor, and this room here has like that purplish fog emanating out of it. I think that I might have deleted my notes where I said what he would gamble for. I think he will do. God, what is
Maybe-
fair? How much do you guys have?
Well, maybe we have a pretty bauble or something.
I was
he
thinking
would be
maybe
interested in.
50 gold pieces to a digit. So for every 50 gold pieces that you would have won from him, he'll instead give you a digit of the code.
Okay. That sounds reasonable.
He's
I mean,
fine with you guys picking the game if you have a game that you know.
I don't know. Let me
You guys do
confer
know a game. We have a
among
game
the
that we
others.
played a while ago that Lunara was a fan of and made a lot of money.
Oh. Let's
Yeah,
try that.
Vanitas wasn't a fan.
I mean, if we're playing cards, I'll play some cards.
is
How
this
did
how
that-
the party wants to do this?
How did that game go? How does that game work?
Did you just get a
Bananas won
pop
all
up?
the money.
You should have
Well,
just gotten a pop up
okay.
called Bluff Card Game Rules.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the rules.
Sabek stomps off towards the other room because he's kind of pissed off.
Okay.
Feels like the ghost lied to him, and the rest of the party is like talking to the ghost civilly at this point. Like, I just wanted to chop up a corpse, fucking asshole.
Hey,
Never
did
listening
you
to me.
do you want to check out the room that has the fog coming out of it? Since that's-
No, not before the gambling or whatever.
okay, cool. In that case, where is my
Hang on.
Card game
Nugget and
tally.
Slugma.
Hogarth's gonna ask Lunara, since she knows this game, if she would like to play this with.
I mean, if it's for the sake of opening the chest, I'm absolutely interested.
You can have multiple people play and put a little money into the pot each.
I know I've got enough, but I'm actually kind of unclear on like how much I have right now because I forgot how it was divvied up.
If you click on your character, I have your inventory up to date.
I think I have 692 pieces of gold.
Okay, so you guys need to. All right, so I'm gonna say he's gambling 50 gold pieces to a digit. I believe that's what I said before.
How many digits are we talking? 4 digits?
There are 10 digits, I believe. So you need to win a total of 500 gold from him. But you have all of the gold of your whole party to put up as capital to gamble with.
Sabek doesn't really
one of
care
us
for
that
money,
aren't
so the 110 gold I have is pretty much up for grabs. Doesn't really care.
You guys, Harshnag is willing to join in and throw his money into the pot, but you guys remember from gambling with him last time that he is very, very bad at this game, and he might not be an asset on your team, so to speak. It might just be a Lunara and Hogard situation. Are you guys ready to play?
Let the rogues handle this, big boy.
Are you feeling it?
I'm feeling it.
Okay, then, alright, so,
Hogard wants to play.
Each person puts in the ante. The ante, do you guys want the ante to be 50 gold pieces, which is 1 digit, or 10 gold pieces, which is a fifth of a digit?
I'll do the 50.
Okay.
I don't want it to take too long. Let's do 50.
Okay. So,
Boom, boom, boom. Sabek is frustratedly just banging on the treasure box at this point.
if you guys click on your character,
Those digits
Uh,
before there's no
up
chance.
in the top left of the map, next to where all the tools are, you should see card game cheat, card game draw, and card game watch. Are those in there?
Yes.
Okay. Then, first things first, everyone is going to put in an ante, and then everybody needs to click card game draw, and that's going to determine how good your starting hand is. So I'm putting in 50 gold on the table for each of you.
I have a.
Nope.
connection interrupted.
Sorry. You have not drawn yet. Sorry, I thought that you were about to tell me what you drew. What were you going to say?
Hogard has a problem. My computer says my connection to the server is interrupted, so I'm not sure.
That's
if I'm-
awkward. All right, I'll draw for you. Oh, How do I keep this
You don't need to
secret?
draw him for him? No, that's right. That's the problem.
Hold on, I'm gonna try and reconnect to Roll20.
Okay. Well then, let's do. Let's start with Lunara and this guy. Is this gonna work for this guy? Okay, yes. Because the first roll is just a straight d20. Alright, Lunara, do you want to draw?
Yeah, I was waiting to see if you wanted to do it in a specific order, so it was easier for you to keep track of.
Oh, yeah. Actually, then in that case, we're going to do Lunara, and then the Vizier, and then Hogard, because that's the order I have you guys written down.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Hogard, do you have access to that button? It should be you
not-
click on your character, and then it appears in the top left.
No, I can't get into Roll20 at all now.
Oh, no.
God damn.
How about, you let one of the other players, serve as your proxy? Cody, would you like to be Randy's proxy for this game?
Sure.
So if you click on Hogard and click card game draw, that'll give us
Okay,
his
so
number.
give me a second. I gotta remember how to play this.
You click on his token, and then all the macros appear in the top left.
I can't click on his token. I will have
Oh.
to change it. I can't rejoin it as a GM. I
You don't have to.
control over it.
All right, so hold on. I can do this. I just have to give you ownership. I thought I had all of the player characters set as like universal ownership. Try again.
There we go. Okay. So I draw first.
Yep.
Then I decide if I watch or cheat, right?
Yep. So you draw,
1 second. Gotta get to the. There we go.
and then hold off on deciding if you're gonna watch or cheat just yet. Lunara, do you want to watch or cheat? Click in private. Let me see what your choice is. Okay. So that is the case. The Vizier is going to play as well. Okay. And Hogard, as played by Cody,
Just call me Kogard.
Kogard, do you draw or cheat?
What about
Watch your
Hody?
sheet.
Oh.
Okay, and oh yes, okay.
Okay.
All right. Nobody spotted anybody else cheating. You guys. Oh, we were. I don't remember how the rounds of betting worked. We'll have to do betting the next time. Okay. So this round was just a practice then. Or well, whatever. So everybody reveals their hand. Lunara had a hand worth 5 points. Vizier Numura had a hand worth 5 points. And Hogard had a hand worth 10 points. So, Hogard is going to take home a handsome, this is a good question. Hogard, or Lunara, you guys are keeping each other's money, right? So Hogard has made 50 gold points off of Lunara, as well as 1 digit. And Lunara has lost 50 gold points.
I think that would be an interesting character interaction between them.
Yeah, that's fine. I like hand it over, but then like later on, it's just like I keep staring at pockets, just like,
Okay. So we're going to play again. I also had a goofy server connection for a second there. I'm reconnecting now. Why don't we have Lunara and Kogard go ahead and draw for the next round? Oh, by the way, yes, you guys have. He gave you one of the digits. He gave you the first number's digit.
How many digits do we need?
10.
Jesus.
We're going to do betting this time to raise the stakes.
Hogard's handling his own betting.
What's the first digit?
The first digit is a 5.
I'm
Sobek
gonna
plugs the 5 into the treasure chest thingy.
I'm gonna message Hogard what I drew on.
So canonically, guys,
Discord.
I'm shouting from the other room, asking you what the digits are as you're playing the game.
like after every round. just,
Okay.
Hey!
Hogard, this is going to be very complicated if we do it that way. I think that there's 2 options that could work. We could say that Randy gives Cody trust over his character, over his character's gold, assuming
I'm
that.
really bad at this game.
Well, it's
That's not a
or
good selling point.
or
Like
we
the
gamble
gambling
with
portion?
Vanitas's gold.
Oh, that might not work either, because I'm pretty sure
That's fine. We can,
190.
okay, we can just take it out of your share of the treasure.
Oh no. Okay.
You could use some of Gimble's gold. I have 165.
Okay, so next round, everybody puts their money, their ante on the table. And now everybody is going to draw. So you 2 have drawn, and now he's going to draw. Okay, so I need to write these down. Okay, and now let me check the rules of that game again. What do you do? How do we handle raising?
I think raising matches it. So like
You
Each
raise,
player-
and then you decide whether
Each
cheat
player
or
draws,
watch.
then we go in order. Each player decides if they're going to fold, meet, or raise before you decide whether you're going to cheat or watch. So, Lunara.
Which royally screwed me over.
Right. Lunara, are you going to fold, meet, or raise?
I'll meet.
Okay. He is going to raise. So we're currently looking at he has put 2 digits on the table, which is 100 gold from you guys. Kogard, do you raise? Do you meet the 100 gold, or do you raise or fold?
I
I'll
raise.
raise. Oh, okay, right. That's right. Randy's betting for me.
All
Randy's
right.
doing his betting.
You wait. Dad, do you raise or
Yes.
meet?
Hogard said raise.
Fuck yes. Okay. Lunara, there is currently 150 gold pieces or 3 digits on the table. Do you meet or raise? Or fold?
Oh. I'll meet.
Okay. And he will also meet. So now, Lunara, are you going to cheat or watch? Do that private roll. Okay. And what was that number? Okay, perfect. He is going to okay, perfect. And so I guess I'll go ahead and write that down. Hogard, do you Hogard as played by Cody, Kogard, do you cheat or watch? Okay, very good. Nobody spots anybody else cheating. At the end of the game, Lunara had a hand worth 4. Vizier Numora had a hand worth 14, and Hogard had a hand worth 14. There was 450 on the table, so Lunara has lost another 150, which puts her at 200 in the hole for this game in general. Hogard has won another 150, so you are at 200 gold profit, and you made an extra 3 digits, so you now know 4 of the 10 digits. Okay. We go again?
I mean, we've got to get all the
Lunara's
digits.
grumbling, but yes.
Lunara. All right. Remember, you can always step away and let Hogard take the rest of this.
You can't leave me alone?
Oh no, it's a pride thing at this point.
Okay.
Like, she's starting to get a little mad.
All right. You draw.
I have to win before we leave.
Right. Go ahead and draw, Lunara.
Why couldn't I do this well with my own one?
And now, Kogard. Okay. All right, and everybody has put 50, the equivalent of 50 gold pieces on the table. Lunara, meet, fold, or raise?
I'll meet.
Okay. He is going to raise, so we're at 100 gold pieces on the table. Hogard, meet, fold, raise?
Meet.
Okay. Lunara, meet, fold, raise?
I'll meet.
All right, so everybody has 100 gold pieces on the table. Lunara, private whisper me either your cheat or watch result. Okay. Okay, and he is going to do this. Kogard, are you going to cheat or watch?
Real quick, I'm trying to. So cheating goes off. What is cheating and what does watching go off stat wise?
Cheating goes off of sleight of hand. Watching goes off of notice.
Notice
Hogard has
perception.
perception. Yes, sorry.
Okay. Okay.
But it might be better to make that decision based off of what your hand needs.
No, I know. I just wanted to.
Just wanted to know. Gotcha.
Hey, I'm getting back on logging
Okay.
into Roll20 now. I did a hotspot through my phone, so
Oh,
Oh,
good.
good.
This is stressing me out when it's not my own money.
Yeah, which is appropriate. So everybody reveals their hand. Nobody caught anybody else cheating, correct? Yeah, nobody caught anybody else cheating. Lunara reveals a hand worth 10 points. Vizier Numura reveals a hand worth 14 points. And Hogard reveals a hand worth 1 point. So Lunara is going to lose
Jeez.
another 100 gold pieces. She is currently 300 gold in the hole. Hogard is going to lose 100 of the gold pieces that he just won. So he's down to 100 gold total profit. And Vizier Numura loses nothing. He takes your money.
Sabek totally needs to beat up this body more and just make him give him the rest of the code.
That's
Do we
not,
have
I don't
any-
think that's gonna work.
did we get any digits?
No, you guys lost. You lost that hand. Ready to go again?
Do we keep playing? Yep. Where's the
Lying
act?
sack of ectoplasm.
What was your
Yeah,
question,
tell
Hogard?
me- Tell me where I find the game.
Okay, so click on your character, click on Hogard, and in the top left you should see 4 macro buttons. One says card game cheat, card game draw, and card game watch. Do you see that?
No, I'm on Hogard. Let me go to character sheet.
It's not on your character sheet. It's on the map, and it's
Oh,
in the far top
okay.
left of the map.
Stand by.
Sabek, what are you doing on that corpse's face?
Stepping on it,
Yeah,
grinding
I'm
my
trying
heel
to-
into the ear hole.
Can you show me where Hogard's at? I'm sorry.
Hogard is in the top left room of the floor that you guys are on.
The one where the ghost is.
Yes, you are just underneath the ghost.
Okay, I think I clicked on him now. So okay, yeah, I see it now.
Okay.
Card game, cheat,
Yep.
draw,
So
watch, what?
Lunara, click card game draw. Okay, he draws, and Hogard, go ahead and card game draw. Okay. Okay. Lunara, are you going to meet, fold, or raise?
I'll meet.
Okay. Vizier Numura will meet. Hogard, are you going to meet, fold, or raise? Hogard.
Sorry, the number I'm looking at, that's my draw. That's like the.
That's your
card I'm
hand.
looking at?
That's the value of your hand.
I'm gonna fold.
Okay. So you're going to lose I'm going to say you probably shouldn't fold at this point since you don't have anything on the table but the ante and nobody has raised at all. So there's no constant, like you would lose your ante if you folded now either way, and you're not losing any more than the ante by staying in the game.
But I'm looking at a 3. That's a really sucky kind of number.
It's a bad hand, but you're going to have an opportunity to improve it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, then I'll stay in.
So everybody has decided to stay with just the ante, and now Lunara, decide whether you're going to cheat or watch. Okay. Okay, and this guy is going to do a thing.
Now, what's the difference between cheat and watch?
I will explain in just a moment. I just have to
Okay.
write this thing down. Okay, and so Hogard, the difference is if you choose to cheat, then you're going to attempt to sleight of hand the card, the hand that you currently have with the backup hand that everyone's given. But if anybody catches you doing that, you're out. So this is actually like a built-in part of the game. You're in the same way that in poker you're supposed to bluff. In this game, you're supposed to cheat. But if anybody catches, you're supposed to cheat well in a way that nobody catches you doing it. So that's going to be interpreted by if you click card game cheat, you're going to make a sleight of hand roll. If somebody else decided to watch instead of cheating, and their perception roll is higher than your sleight of hand roll, they catch you cheating and you're out. If nobody else decides to watch because everyone else is busy cheating, then you're in the clear. Or if somebody decides to watch, but they just don't roll a watch result better than your cheat result, you're in the clear.
What's my sleight of hand skill? What's that?
Your sleight of hand skill is 2, and your watch skill is, or your perception skill is like 6 or something. But it's worth noting that, as you pointed out, you have a very bad hand currently, and the worst thing that could happen from cheating is you get caught and you lose the round. But you would have lost. You probably would lose the round with your current hand anyway. So I would recommend cheating.
I'll take a chance and cheat.
Okay, so click on your
so
guy and then click
on that.
card game cheat. Oh, boy.
I got a 1. Is that
Yeah,
really bad?
your hand got worse.
Okay.
It's very impressive. Everyone reveals their hands. Lunara had 10. Vizier Numura had 50, and Hogard had 50.
Wait,
Sorry.
what?
No, I was reading the wrong number. I'm sorry. Lunara had 10. Numura had 6. Hogard had 1.
Yes!
Lunara wins this round. She wins 50 gold pieces off of Hogard, who is going to lose 50 gold pieces of his profit. And
thank the deadbeat gods. What's the fucking digit?
It's
the digit is 6. You guys currently have half of the digits.
Offer to tell him what year it is if he just gives you the last of the digits so he gets to know how long he's been dead for.
Do we know what the digits are so far? Like 1 4, 1 5, 1 2 3 4 5.
It's not a simple string of numbers.
Okay.
It's not that simple, and
We're halfway there. Let's keep playing.
all right. We'll try to make this next part quick. I'm sorry. You know what? To make it a little faster, I'm gonna say there's only 8 digits. So once you guys get to 8, you're done. You're at 5
Okay.
currently. Lunara, draw. And then this guy is going to draw, and then Hogard, draw. Okay. Lunara, do you want to meet, fold, or raise?
I like to raise.
Okay. And in this game, I'm going to say that since you're working with 50 as your starting ante, each raise is just going to be raising the ante by 50 instead of doubling it, which is what we did last time.
Gotcha.
He will go ahead and meet your raise. Hogard, would you like to meet, fold, or raise?
I'll meet.
Okay. Lunara, would you like to meet, fold, or raise?
I would like to raise.
Okay. I think that actually you were supposed to be not able to raise, but I like it. So he will go ahead and meet your 150 that is on the table currently. Hogard, you have 100 on the table. If you fold now, you leave the 100 on the table. If you meet, you will put an extra 50 on the table to make it 150. Meet, fold, or raise.
I'm gonna meet.
Okay. So everybody has 150 on the table, and it gets back around to Lunara, and nobody has raised her bet, so she is. So it's time for you to either cheat or watch.
Hogard.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay,
We're going to do the ghost first.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. 1 second. Okay, Hogard, you go.
Just a second.
Okay. And that number. Okay, so this is an interesting situation. Lunara, actually, as you are playing the game, for I think one of the first times this has ever happened, you see Hogard cheating. Numura does not call it out, so either he was not watching or he wasn't watching well enough. Hogard cheated pretty well, but you caught him. Are you gonna call him out?
Hogard's gonna give her a wink.
Say anything.
Okay, very good. All right, all right. Okay, so everyone reveals their cards. Lunara reveals a hand worth 20 points.
Yes.
Numura sighs and reveals his hand, which is worth 12 points, and Hogard reveals his hand, which was worth 13 points. Hogard loses another 150 gold points, which goes to Lunara, who makes it back. So you guys are both at 100 gold lost, but he lost the last 3 digits, so he gives those to you. You guys now have all 8 digits, and you're able to open the king's chest.
Sweet.
Well, and I think we're done then with this game.
Okay, real fast.
Can I attempt to intimidate this ghost to give me back my money since he has no use for it anyways?
How do you intend to? So currently, I think he just has like a pile of gold in front of him, and he's gonna kind of like using the little ghost telekinesis, kind of like scoop it up and just open this drawer behind him and dump it in there. And he says like, "All right, well done, guys. There's the key to open the king's treasure. That was a good game. Thank you for entertaining me." What do you do?
Sabek would like to go open the drawer.
Okay. You open the
Take it back.
drawer.
Hogard wants to go over and open the chest now, or try it with those
Yep.
digits.
Okay. So, you guys open the drawer, and inside you are going to find,
I'm like scoffing and like snickering at the ghost the whole way because,
Okay.
sack of ectoplasm.
So you find a ring. The ring is about 2 inches wide, so not quite wide enough to be a bracelet or a ring. It's 2 inches wide. It's got a softly glowing sapphire in the middle of it, and it is. I think it kind of tingles to the touch, and we're going to call that Hecaton's ring. Also inside of it, you're going to find a necklace and God. What else would he have? I mean, he wouldn't have cash in there because he's a king. He has the royal treasury.
So the gold's not in there?
I mean, he's the king. He has like a royal treasury that's like in a.
Are we?
No, I was
Are
talking
we
about
talking
the.
about the drawer?
I was talking about the drawer behind the giant. That they
Oh,
just put the gold
you're
into.
sorry.
Please,
You're going to go open the drawer behind the giant that the giant
behind
just
the
put the
giant
gold
ghost.
into.
Yes, because I'm being a dick.
Okay, you go in there and you open the drawer. Now the drawer again, you're gonna have to like climb up to get on it because it's giant sized.
So I climb up and unceremoniously just like kick the drawer open as hard as I can.
Okay, yeah, there's gold in there,
Okay.
and the
Cool.
giant is just kind of like looking at you.
And I'm
Says-
just gonna look dead back at him and slowly scoop all of the gold back up out of there and put it into my pouch.
He's
Fucking
gonna
ghosts.
he's going to say, yeah, fair enough.
How much gold did I just get? Like I don't even care about gold. I just did that to be a dick.
I do think it's very important that you don't give this gold back to your party members. You just found 200 gold pieces.
Okay. Sweet.
I'm just like glaring at Sawback from behind the.
Simon,
Through
you
the
don't even
ghost.
care about money.
Sabek walks up to Lunara and goes, "This is for that witch I stabbed," and gives her the 200 gold.
Aww.
Oh,
Consider it forgiven.
This is for what?
You big softy.
The witch I stabbed in the face.
Okay. So while all of this is happening, Hogard walks over to the safe and opens the safe, and inside you found that glowing, tingling ring that I described earlier. You're going to find a necklace that doesn't have any obvious magical properties to it. You're going to find I think there's a couple documents in there that have been kind of like eaten away with age and kind of crumble when you try to pick them up. And there is a drawing on vellum that looks like it was made by a child, except the drawing is like 3 feet by 2 feet. It's a very large piece of paper, but it's made
Yeah.
with like paint. It looks like it was maybe like finger painted, and I'll say it shows a family.
Hogard would like to try and carefully read those old documents. Is there anything I can do to?
Does Hogard know Jotun? I can't remember.
What? I don't think
No.
he does.
Vanitas knows Jotun.
Then it is in the language of giants, and you cannot read it.
Okay. Before I go talk to Vanitas, I'm going to inspect that ring. I'd like to see if I can
Make a
tell
Arcana
if
check.
it's magical. There you go.
Oh
That's what I was
shit!
thinking.
Sorry. Okay, yeah. I think I know how I'm gonna handle this then. So make an Arcana check. Oh, that's the wrong
That's
one.
pretty good Arcana, I think.
I'm sorry. I'm looking up a thing. What'd you roll?
21.
Okay. Let me just read the description on this to make sure that I'm not giving you a wildly overpowered item.
What's the name of the ring again?
It's just Hecaton's ring currently. Stein Ild Uvar. Uvar is the storm, so I don't have one pre-written for that. Okay, sure. I will come up with specifics for you in a second. What I will say is that when you pick it up, the rune when it touches your hand, the glowing sapphire in the middle you see a symbol coalesce in the middle of the sapphire, and the symbol is the Uvar rune. So this is a rune stone on this ring. Now you guys actually already have the Uvar rune in that archway, so you don't need a second one. However, uh, upon picking it up, you feel this kind of like you can feel power inside of it. And doing some careful like arcana experiments, what you find is that you are able to while holding this ring, you're able to channel electricity to a mild degree, so you can shoot little zaps out of your hand, and there are probably okay. So I will give you this. You learned while reading that book in the library that you read the other day that you learned about Jotun runic magic, and one of the properties of rune stones or runes in general is that the stone is actually just a container for the rune itself, and the rune is the actual power. The rune can be moved from one container to another. So one thing you can do with rune stones is you can move them out of a rune stone and into, say, a weapon or a piece of equipment. Um, so you could take it out of this ring and put it onto like some boots or a cloak or a sword, and it would transfer the power of storms into that equipment. In its current form, it seems to impart some control over the element of storms to you.
Okay, I'm going to ask Vanitas to come over and try and read these documents.
Vanitas is in the basement currently.
Oh.
Harshnag is up here.
Oh,
Harshnag
Okay.
is mostly illiterate. It takes him a very long time to read.
He reads like a 6-year-old. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask him to read the documents and come look at the documents with me as they're falling apart.
Yeah, he's going to attempt that, but he very quickly grows frustrated and decides that he's not able to do it. What you can do is if you want to kind of scoop those fragments into like a container of sorts, you might be able to bring them over to Zephyros and have him look at them later. But just given how much they broke apart when you tried picking them up, they would probably be disintegrated in the process.
Okay, tell me about the drawing.
It looks like a drawing of a little girl. Oh shit. Serena would have actually been a baby at this point. She probably wouldn't have been finger painting. Okay, it's gonna have to be a drawing from one of the other princesses. So, it increased the age at which the drawing is done from like infant to like preteen. Um, and yeah, it depicts the royal family, kind of crudely drawn, where the proportions are a little bit off and everything, and it is two sisters, a father, mother, and a baby sister. One of the sisters seems to be a bit older than the other. Think like 15 versus 11, although giant years, so it's a little bit different. And yeah, I don't know what else to give you.
So, Hogard's trying to figure out if that has any value. That's I mean, is it just a sentimental thing the king is keeping because it's one of his children made it, or
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Okay.
You also found a Jotun. Yotun. A Jotun necklace in there.
So, and that's just a plain necklace. What's it made out of?
It doesn't seem to have any special properties, but it's made out of. I guess it would be made out of gold, and have I mean, it has like a gemstone in it that looks like it's worth a fair amount. So I will add that to your haul.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take those items and then leave the documents in there. Maybe we'll have a chance to try and read them later. I'm going to take the picture too because it doesn't weigh much, and then I'll tell the other members what I found in the chest
Okay.
and see what they think.
Other members.
I'll let him know I mean, like, if he wants me to read the stuff, I can read the stuff.
The stuff is
like,
going
I
to
can't
be
help read 'em,
thoroughly
but-
destroyed by the time you get there.
Oh.
Also, just to like save you guys any suspense, it's like important legal documents that are probably like very important to like the Jotun government, but it's not like a puzzle secret.
Burn it.
Okay.
Did you ever loot that corpse, or did you just break it?
What corpse?
Just kind of.
The one Sebek was mutilated.
Oh my god.
Just kind of disrespected it.
Hogard was interested in inspecting it before it got mutilated. So
I mean, it's
yeah.
still there. It's
No,
not
Hogard,
If you want to
the
say
the spiritual previous occupant of that corpse is currently like kind of sitting in the other corner of the room watching this happen.
Is the map in here of any worth? Like the paintings we've come across?
Hogard would
Oh.
still like to investigate that corpse. I would like to inspect what's left of the corpse.
Sure, make an investigation roll. Yeah, the map
That's
looks
the
like it
most-
might be worth a little bit. It's a very nice map of the region, and it's pretty big and well made. Are you going to go up and just like cut it off of the wall in front of him?
He doesn't need it. Yes.
He says like,
There's
"Oh,
nothing that you guys can do to this ghost that I haven't done already. Go
no,
on, take the
no,
damn
that's
map.
okay. That's okay, I guess."
Of course it's okay. You're dead.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Did anyone take that loot in here? And when I say loot, I mean like the instrument, not like.
I think we didn't just because it's a
LUTE,
giant's
loot.
instrument.
We found something inside it, didn't we?
Nah, there was
No, you
nothing
found
inside
something
it.
inside the loot case. It is a giant-sized loot, which means it weighs a whole lot. I mean, you could make Harshnag carry it. It's nice. It's of nice quality.
All I'm saying is we should take everything we possibly can.
Well, this is all giant
Because I'm
stuff.
Well, I mean,
We'll
if
sell it all to
Harshnag can
Harshnag
carry
and-
it, we can sell it.
Harshnag
Might
and
as well.
Zephyros. Like, yo, guys, let's haggle. Zephyros, you know you want a new hobby. Those books must be getting real boring. You know what
Okay.
sounds real fun? Learning the loot.
No, I mean, you guys could definitely like find a place to store all this stuff until you get to a store for this stuff. Okay, so before we switch back to the basement group, I want to finish exploring this this top floor. There's a room to the west that has purple fog drifting out of it, and there is a room to the south with 3 doors leading into it that seems to be a library. It has bookshelves. And also the floor in kind of the middle is fallen out, and you can see into the hallway below through it.
Hey, Harshnag, what is this purple mist?
You are standing dangerously close to the purple mist, although I don't think you're actually in it right now. Harshnag is going to say, Oh, well, I'm glad that you asked. The last guys didn't ask. They just kind of walked into it and then got stoned. Yeah,
Stone,
that's a...
what is this stone you speak of? Oh, stone's going to be thrown at us.
No, it's a different kind of stoned. Yeah, that stuff is... It's, like... They use it in, like, religious ceremonies. Like, I was never, very... Shit, I'm
Wait.
looking for a particular word, and I can't find it. It's
Religious ceremonies.
you would say
fuck
this
that.
about a Jewish person who is very, like, devout. They're, it starts with O?
Orthodox.
Orthodox. Yeah, he says, like, I was never very
Ah.
orthodox. I don't really follow all this stuff, but it's something
I'm
supposed
so
to be, like,
disappointed in myself right now.
it's like the breath of the gods or something like symbolically supposed to be the breath of the gods, but like you inhale it and it like is supposed to make you feel like the divine presence inside of you, which basically just means you it's an upper. It makes you feel real good, and it makes you a little loopy. It's
Oh,
actually
for
not very
fuck's-
powerful for us. It's just kind of a very like
For fuck's sake! Well, could you walk in there, or is there any way that like I could
I
just
mean,
put
you
a
can
wet
walk in
rag
there.
over...
You're not gonna die. It's not poisonous.
Lunara!
All right.
Oh
The
shit!
whole time he was explaining it, I've
Fuck.
just kind of been inching closer, like, well, Sabek doesn't like religion, so I'm gonna have to check out the room anyways.
All right.
Fuck!
You head inside. It is a large temple, as you might expect from a temple. Wow, that is a significant detail that I forgot to include. 1 second. Did I put it under shapes? No. Did I put it under assets? No. Did I put it under that word?
What is that multi-pronged phallus?
Are you talking about the candelabras or the big
Sabek
cross?
has no frame of reference for a cross, so to
Okay.
him, it's a multi-pronged phallus.
I feel like Sabek just saying phallus just sends Lunara into a laughing fit because she's already inhaling the gas.
That's
Okay.
fantastic.
So, oh damn
Wait,
it! I'm on the
Lunar,
map
did
layer.
you inhale the fog?
Yes,
she's in
I'm
there.
like in a room, like just filled with it. Apparently,
If you want, you can make a Constitution save to resist the effects of the fog. It's optional.
That's when it gets real good.
No, it's fine. I heard upwards like,
Okay, you feel real good. You do see that in the north. Actually, no. Yeah. Wait, I did include it. God damn it! Yeah, it is there. Okay. Yeah. At the base of this altar is a another one of those these things. Another one of those Jotun rune stones. This one is the sky rune, which is the rune of the cloud giants, which means that
take it.
with this you can ask Zephyros to open that altar. Do you pull it out of the altar?
Is
Lunara, beneath the multi-pronged phallus, there's a shiny thing.
So between laughs, she's just trying to like pry it out of the altar at this point.
Okay. I am going to need a strength check from you. From somebody else I might not have asked, but you do have a strength of 6.
All
Uh-oh.
right, here.
Wait,
here
you have-
goes.
There's somebody who's got lower strength than I do.
Yeah, she's got the arms of an infant.
Did you say saving throw?
No, just a strength throw. You're not saving from anything. Fuck, so good. Yeah, like a toddler trying to lift a boulder. It does not budge.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Sabek walks into the room to try to help.
Sabek, do
So-
you want to make a Constitution save to?
Yep, that was the plan.
I figured.
Sabek will be fine. You'll be fine. It's great
Hopefully.
here. Come on.
Yeah, Sabek's
think
a
that multi-pronged-
fucking Constitution beast.
Yep.
I think Sabek
That
rolled a
was the plan.
14 and got a 22.
Jesus.
Okay, yeah, you walk in there. You feel this thing like trying to tug at your like emotions, and you just like no.
What emotion?
Hatred will get me through this.
All right,
I
yeah.
hate this room.
You as soon as you lift the rune stone out of the altar, the clouds that are like puffing out of the altar stop puffing out. So there's just the fog that's left in the room. It's going to start very slowly dissipating, but mostly by dissipating, it's just collecting onto the floor. It's just
Come on, Lunara, let's get out of here.
I'm like taking huge gulps as he's dragging me out of the room.
it's not
Come
going to be
on.
gone anytime soon. It's probably going to be several hours before it dissipates.
Come on, Slavoki Maploki. That's an actual character from some Sabek's village who's like a town drunk. So yeah,
Fuck,
Slavoki
so good.
Maploki.
All right. So you guys have actually solved one of the possible solutions to this dungeon. You guys now could have Zephyros come in and solve it for you. But let's see how things go in the basement before we get to that. Oops, that's not. Sorry, wrong map. Basement. So Gimbal and Vanitas. You're in the basement. You've got stairs heading up. You've got a closet. You have a hallway in front of you. Can you guys see that?
See what? This?
Can we see this?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. There's a rune stone on the northeast corner of the hallway. A rune stone slot. There's not a rune stone in it, and it is the Stein rune, which is the rune for stone.
Okay.
Wait. Real quick. Hold on. Before you do that, I have to check my notes for this room. This is room 19. Is there any chance I wrote that down? No. Alright. Then, is there any chance I have comprehensive notes on here? No, I don't. Okay. So, here's what you've got. You've got the hallway that you're standing in now. You can see with your dark vision. At the end of the hallway, you can see a room that is illuminated. That is actually, it's the first light you've seen in this place other than the garden up above. It's illuminated with a fiery glow. And that illumination shows a little bit into the hallway, and just at the corner of that light, you can see a Jotun corpse that is impaled on many spikes that have shot out of the floor.
Oh, that's terrifying. Let's check these side rooms first, and then we'll go investigate that.
Are you guys currently
Well, we did
having?
fly
You
over
guys
it.
would have been able to see that from standing in the doorway. Would you guys currently be standing in the place that your characters are currently at?
Yeah.
Okay, Vanitas,
Yeah, I
can you
would-
make a dexterity save for me? Gimbal does not need to.
God damn it.
Told you to fly.
Please, watch
Oh
out!
shit, that's why it's not opening up dexterity save. I didn't realize I had dexterity saving throw.
Okay, very good. You jump out of the way just as. Just as a series of
Whoa.
spikes shoot out of the ground.
Dear God.
Gimbal,
Oh,
you see that the holes in the floor where those spikes shot out of did not seem to cover the northern part of the hallway, so you were not affected by standing on them.
Wait, what?
You're standing in the northern third of the hallway, and
Yeah.
the spikes were in the southern 2/3.
Oh,
So
okay.
they did not cover the area that you're standing in. I will
Right.
go ahead and reveal the area that Gimbal sees standing there.
Should
Gimbal,
walk along the wall with your spider feet.
I'm about to now.
Gimbal, you see what appears to be an old Jotun armory.
Can you just check this out?
I'm not risking walking anywhere else. It's still low light, right? Like I can.
No, the space outside of the room to the far west is illuminated, but the hallway you're in itself is pitch black, but you have dark light vision.
Oh, I just meant like I'm just gonna, instead of walking, I'm just gonna teleport. With
Oh,
my
yeah.
shadow step.
Sorry, yeah, that's fine.
So. What's
Okay.
there?
You're teleporting in there. By the way, I forgot to mention, this is worth mentioning, although I don't know if it would have changed your decision. To the south, there's another room that has like prison bars in front of it instead of a traditional door.
I will go check that room out, but this stuff all
Okay.
looks shiny.
Yeah, this one would have had a door going into it, but I think the door would be like cracked open. You head inside. You are going to see it's an armory. It's got suits of armor piled up against the like racks in the middle to the north of you, along with some swords and spears, all Jotun sized. There is. Can you roll an investigation for me? Or I guess it would be perception since you're not actively looking. Just roll a perception. You're going to notice some rusted like throwing axes that are scattered across the floor. Whereas everything else in this armory seem to be like on, like they're very intentionally placed. These look like they were like just thrown about randomly. And do you want to investigate that further? Do you want to like go up to them and look at them?
I do.
Yep.
Okay. Just the only thing I was going to add is if it piques your interest and you go up and look, you can tell that they are covered in old dried blood.
Okay.
Gross.
So, I will go ahead and reveal the. Oops, I need the reveal tool. I will go ahead and reveal the rest of this room. If you want to head to the west, ignore that yellow star. There's more. It just continues. There's no traps, by the way. I should have made you guys say whether you're traveling carefully or whatever. There is doors to the south of this room. There is a door to the west of this room as you get to the second half. And then the hallway continues to the east along the northern half, if that makes sense.
I am going to
There's more room over
come
here.
over
is what I
here
was trying to say. Oh,
and then
certainly.
check out this giant's corpse.
Okay. Every other corpse that you've seen in this place, of which you've seen a few, the Jotun corpses all had like military uniforms on, like armor, and had died by like violent weapons. This one seems to have died by hitting a trap, and it is wearing adventurer's gear instead of
Ooh,
an armor. And
adventurers always have the coolest shit.
I am also going to say that it is a fire giant, which you can tell because unlike all the other corpses which are skeletons, this one looks like it's only like a year or two old. Like it's mummified, or it's starting to like. God, do things turn into skeletons after just a year?
Yep.
Yeah, probably, especially since there's wildlife, and there's wildlife all over this place.
So it's probably mummified, but like not completely desiccated. Like it looks like leathery straps or whatever, but it's not bones and moss.
Yeah, but also there's like rats and shit in this place.
Oh, if there's rats, then it's bones.
It's bones. Yeah, I didn't think
Yeah,
about
it would
that.
be bones.
Sorry, it's bones. But there's adventurer gear attached to the bones.
Oh yeah, I'm totally investigating and seeing what he has.
Okay.
You can determine age from the quality of the clothing that they were wearing. Like old clothing
That's
frays
true.
and degrades really fast.
So yeah, it's made of leather. It's leather, but instead of leather being taken from like a cow or something, as would fit a human, it looks like it was leather taken from like a mammoth.
So
And
it's got warts.
roll an investigation.
God damn it.
Okay, so Vanitas doesn't find anything, but Gimbal finds a journal that is clasped in her hand as if she was like carrying it when she hit this trap.
Oh, it's a
And
female.
when you continue investigating, I don't think she had any like magical items. I can't. Oh, okay. No, you know what? She had a very nice looking like survival knife in her belt
But
pocket.
this is like a giant sized survival
It's a
knife.
giant sized survival knife, which is like it's only 3 times the size. So instead of being like 8 inches long, it's like 24 inches long. So it's like a short sword for you guys, but with a awkwardly wide handle. Um,
We could sell it, right? We could sell it.
yeah.
Could be part of loot.
Out of character, I want this thing to be magic, but I did not plan for this, and I lost my notes on this section, so I don't know what it does yet. But you guys would not be able to tell what it does yet either, so that's fine.
Wait, what works for me?
Yeah, let's take it.
Okay.
So we're taking that, and then before we go on any further forward, I'm just gonna fly through this room instead of walking, and then come over and check out this side room that we didn't get a chance to look at with the.
Okay. I'm going to just reveal a big area to address the fact that you've probably take some time to walk around it. Actually, are you traveling cautiously?
Well, I flew through.
Yeah, you should travel through the hallway. Here. This is
So
what you
here-
see in the room beyond. It appears to be a jail room. Like jail cells.
Boo.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm going to. I am going to walk cautiously to check out to see if.
Can you make me a stealth roll to cover that cautious walking? Thank you very much. Okay, nothing goes wrong. You walk through, you check out the bars. They are giant prison bars. I will say they are close enough that a giant would never be able to fit through them. You might be able to fit through, but it would be an uncomfortable squeeze. Gimbal could easily fit through. However, none of them have anything interesting in them except for one dead giant who I didn't bother finding a good sprite for him, but he's like naked. Like it's just a skeleton. And like, well, no, I was gonna say he was wearing rags, but those would definitely have been decayed with age.
Okay, then I'm gonna leave this room and tell Gimbal that nothing to see.
Okay. So you've got the northern half of this armory, and then you have a hallway to the left of the armory and a room on the west side. You know what? Actually, I will go ahead and say the hallway to the west of the armory, you see a little bit of a red glow in that hallway, implying that it's connected to this whatever room is
To
at the
this
far
hallway?
end. Yeah.
Okay.
How would you go this way?
Gimbal, I was gonna say let's go check out the rest of the armory. So we're gonna go.
Okay.
Go with you.
All right. I will go ahead and reveal it. Oh no, wrong tool. I hate that the reveal tool is on a different button than the move tool. I have to.
Dear God, there's a pile of corpses.
There's been a massacre.
Pile of Jotun corpses. Um.
I'm
Let's
just gonna
investigate.
immediately fly towards it.
All right.
Gimble's thinking.
All right. You head
He
over
wants
to
to be
it.
part of the action.
You see a pile of Jotun corpses.
Right,
They're
are they
all
all like old?
yeah, they're all old, and they seem to be of the same set as the original, or as the other corpses that you've seen, in that they're wearing armor. And it looks like given the other clues, the discarded weapons you've found throughout this dungeon, it looks like a battle happened in here, and these guys were like harried and forced back into this room, and then they were forced to fight defensively through this room, and finally ended up being backed into a corner here where they were slaughtered. Do you wanna loot the corpses?
Yes.
Let's
Yes, I do.
investigate.
Roll and investigate, and then
Way ahead of you. And while I'm investigating, I'm just gonna give a little like, monk prayer.
Wow. Actually, okay. 2 of the corpses. No, wait. 3 of the corpses have bags of Jotun coins in them. That's in addition to one that you found earlier, I'm pretty sure. And there is the person who died at the front of them seems to be like some kind of important captain or something. He's wearing different armor than the rest of them, where the rest of them are wearing this like copper and leather like simple armor. This person is wearing a black lacquered set of scale mail, and it's shimmering with its with the lacquer on it. I will say it's notable that every other piece of equipment that you've seen down here is just rusted to hell. This armor is pristine.
How heavy is it?
Do you want to try
Pretty
taking
heavy,
it
right?
off of him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's
Okay.
strip him down.
Here's what happens. You take the gauntlet off of him, like you grab the gauntlet and you pull it off. As soon as the gauntlet leaves his person, which takes a little bit of pulling because he's fucking huge, but maybe Gimbal goes into a little bit of rage mode to yank it off. As soon as it pops free, it's an awkward experience. You're holding this gauntlet that's like 18 inches wide by 2 feet long or something like that, and as you're holding it, it starts shrinking in your hands until it is the size of your hand. It is perfectly fitted to fit into one of Gimbal's hands.
I'm going to.
All of this armor
put it
is
on.
enchanted. But aren't you a monk and a barbarian?
Yeah, you're not proficient in this.
Yeah. Let's take it. Because I'm assuming it all shrinks down. Let's just... We don't have a bag. Aside from my clown bag.
You've got
But we're never getting it back.
Yeah, but didn't
you
you say
guys
it shrunk
have
down?
every character has backpacks. Although Gimbal's pretty strong.
Okay, good.
Gimbal could carry it if he put it in his backpack, or you could take one of the robes or capes off of one of these people and just kind of bundle it up in that, and then drag it behind
Hobo
you.
bindle it?
Hobo
Yeah,
bindle
let's
it.
do that.
Yes, I think that's the better
Cool.
way to go.
Yeah, we'll hobo bindle.
Okay, then let me find a good image for that to indicate that you found it to put in with your other
So yeah, we're just gonna take all of the armor, like the full set.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Man, I really wish that that one's not bad.
Do any of our party members even wear armor? Like plate armor?
Holy shit. So it's scale mail armor, which is oh god, I actually have to look up what the specifications of it are. Um, let me find because I think there might be something that you learn just from like having picked it up, other than the fact that it resizes. Runes, treasure. Da, 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 da. Okay, I'm going to have to look up the specifications, but what I will say is that once it has shrunk down to your size, it is significantly lighter than you would expect this kind of armor to be. It doesn't feel like it's made out of metal. It feels more like it's made out of like a lightweight wood or something like that. But like it is made of metal. It's shiny and it's lacquered and like you tap on it and it makes the metal sound. But it's way lighter than it should be. Yes.
Okay. So we will. So this seems like something like either Wex, Hogard, or Lunara can wear.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I'm
fucking
proficient in
crazy that
armor.
Lunara might be the most capable person in this party to wear armor.
Good to know.
I mean,
Wow.
Sabek could wear it. He just doesn't want to.
That's true. Actually, Gimbal, you
Yeah, I'm proficient in medium armor.
yeah, okay, yes. As of your
But-
training with Sabek, you gained proficiency in medium armor. Now,
I thought he had something where if he wasn't wearing armor, he gets bonus as a
yeah,
barbarian.
as a
Yeah,
monk,
and it's
you
kind of
lose a lot of
faster.
advantages by wearing armor.
Yep. Yes, I do.
But if you're in a fight
There's
where
a
you're
time
not
and a
going to be able to
place.
do much damage, but you need to protect from a lot of damage,
Right.
it's a good idea. So you could use it as like if you wanted to run interference or be a distraction.
Right. There's definitely a time and a place. For
Yeah.
instance, when you're fighting giants.
Actually, in
Exactly.
your case, if you just gave yourself like your like natural armor, it would probably be a better defense than what most like other things can provide. Just because you are a monk, like you are specialized in using your body,
Mm-hmm.
your body on its own, unobstructed, is a better defense than most things. But we will find a use for it, or you guys can hawk it and make like hella
Yeah,
bank.
'cause, like
Yeah.
Vanitas, Gimbal, and Sabek all have unarmored defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is
And
crazy.
for barbarians, it's 10 plus Dex plus Con.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty high. It's pretty high,
I
like
think-
unarmored.
Hogard might be interested once you get a chance to show it to him.
Hogarth's a rogue. I don't think Hogarth can wear armor.
Okay.
There's
that's
fucking nobody in this party who can wear armor.
Well, so yeah.
Do you guys continue into
Give
the
me
room
stats on
beyond?
it. Yes. Yes. I'm
Okay.
gonna want to hear the stats on that armor.
I'll figure it out for you.
We'll talk about it.
Okay. You head into
Oh.
this room. This room is brightly lit and very hot with fire. There is a heavy smelting furnace on the west side of the room with some ingots and kind of like raw ore piled up next to it. There are two there's a few like anvils and like smithing stations with some like casts that you could like pour something into. There are two large barrels and there are some racks along the wall with partially finished weapons on them. So like swords that don't have like a handle fitted onto them yet or anything. These weapons are rusted and probably not worth carrying. But these ingots are good, and you guys, well, Vanitas has some experience on the street. Vanitas, you know that like good smithing metal is usually worth your time to carry. Like it can be expensive.
What about
Okay.
ore?
The ore?
What kind of?
Okay. So do you guys want to make a knowledge check?
Sure.
Knowledge.
Or sorry. Oh, fuck. Knowledge nature, I think. Or sorry, it would just be called nature is the skill.
Nature?
Yeah, I don't know if that's right, but sure, that'll at least give me an intelligence roll. Gimbal would have no way of knowing this, I think. Vanitas. The two ores are mostly things like carbon and like copper. Like they're things that you would mix with other things to get a better like ratio. They're not really valuable in their own right, and definitely not worth the weight it would take to carry them. However,
Okay.
this metal that you find there is it's clearly a crafted like composite metal. It's not iron, it's not copper, it's not like
Okay.
any of these simple metals. And you don't recognize it, which doesn't mean that much because I don't think that you are like an expert metallurgist, but it's not any of the standard metals.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I'm imagining that's all pretty heavy.
The ingots would weigh. You would have to hobo bundle it, but after
Well, I was gonna say, what's in these barrels?
you peek your head over. One of the barrels is full of water. One of the barrels is full of oil.
Okay, I'm going to. And while I'm peeking in the barrels, do I notice this right here?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, there is an Ild rune inserted into the side of this furnace.
Okay.
I just
So
realized
I'm
I forgot
gonna-
to do something earlier, but yes.
I'm gonna dump out the water barrel,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna load all of the ingots into the water barrel
Okay.
and just roll it to the door.
Oh, that's a very good idea. Are you
Really?
rolling it
And,
straight down the hallway?
No, I'm avoiding that hallway as much as possible.
Okay. All right, you're gonna have to make some turns. It's gonna be awkward.
And I'm taking that rune.
Okay. You pop the rune out, and the rune stone tingles in your hand, and you feel warmth rush like. It feels like your body is like burning from the inside out in a way that doesn't hurt. It feels like you just have this like heat and power inside of you. And yes.
Does
I think-
Gimbal's sword have that hole in it, or is that hole just there? Cause
No, Gimbal's sword canonically does not have that hole in it.
okay,
It actually hold on. I know where you're going, and you're not able to like insert something into Gimbal's sword. I do
Damn it.
actually think that the drawing I made of Gimbal's sword has a hole in the top of it.
damn
Now that
it,
I think
Gimbal,
about
I'm
it.
sorry. I tried.
But I mean, yes, it does. This is something that I discussed with. Well, you could ask Hogard what he knows about runes. That's all I can give you.
All right. So I guess we're just gonna head. I mean, is there anything else you wanted to check out?
Other than the guy in the prison cell, which I didn't know about. You did?
Bren told
I
me
think
that he was just a bones.
just a guy. Okay.
Yeah,
a
just
skeleton.
bones.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's take our loot.
Alrighty.
Let's blow this popsicle stand and get some fog.
Bruh. We need some fog.
Okay. So I've collected the things that you guys earned. You guys make your way, pushing that barrel, back to the stairwell. Are you guys gonna take
Yeah.
the stairwell up?
Yeah.
Because we can't get the barrel through the vents.
You also won't be able to carry the barrel up the steps, but you can ask, like Hogard or Harshnag to come down and just carry it from here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh.
You guys get to the steps. I think we're getting close to regroup time. Does the party? What do you guys do?
I have a quick question. What
Yeah.
kind of class is Harshnag?
Technically, Harshnag is a rage knight.
Shit.
Harshnag does wear armor.
Okay.
He's a combination of it's kind of like a combination of fighter and like a more like a barbarian without all the focus on nakedness and with like a few other things.
Okay.
A variation. It is the traditional I think he described it at one point as they are the fire giant or the frost giant rage knights are kind of just like the Navy SEALs of the frost giants. They're like a standard military unit that all the giants know about.
Gotcha.
So, do we want to just have the whole party meet back up on in the first floor?
Fine by me.
So,
Does anybody have anything else they want to like look at before we do that?
no. I want to progress the story and find this Eye of the Allfather or whatever.
All right, I'm digging that.
Do with that.
Then I'm going to oops. Get rid of Okay, I think I have everybody. Yeah, everybody, all the DMs head over to first floor A of Eye of the Allfather, and we're back in the room that you fought all the giants in. All of the weapons are there except for the axe, and you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and collect all of the loot that you acquired during your adventures. Does anybody have anything Does anybody have anything they want to start with?
I was gonna fly over and put the Eld rune in.
Okay. The Ild rune is. Oh my god, it's so funny that you do that now. Okay. You fly over, you pop the Ild rune into the Ild rune slot, and all of these lanterns that you've seen on the walls of the entire temple fill up with magical fire, and the temperature of the room very quickly increases from frost cold to solid 76 degrees.
This is
Nice.
extremely
Toasty.
pleasant.
Yes.
Thanks, Benitez.
Thumbs up.
So, you've done that. as soon as you put away that stone, all of the like power that you felt welled up inside of you before dissipates and goes into the wall.
Oh,
Did anyone find the windstone?
I did. I think.
I can fly and put that one in as well.
Okay. You
'Cause I'm
guys.
assuming only Harshnag can really reach it, and since I can fly, I can just woo.
Sure. You guys pop the windstone in place, and as soon as you pop the windstone in place, you feel through these vents that travel throughout the whole temple. A few seconds later, you feel a breeze traveling through them with a very, very, very mild dilution of that that gas that we saw before. It just makes basically just makes the whole temple smell good and kind of makes you feel good. It is about as psychedelic as like smelling lavender is at this point.
It's kind of like
Contact
having
eye.
pure oxygen.
Yeah, sure.
It's like the opposite of a fart.
That's a very good way to put it.
So nothing happens with this door yet.
No. Harshnag's suggestion was that you need a giant to touch a rune with the sacred weapon associated with those giants. So there is a sacred spear that you guys got when you killed when you defeated the representative of the cloud giants, and now that we can reasonably assume the temple is safe, if you guys want, he can call Zephyros and have Zephyros come in here and tap that rune for you.
Let's do
do
that,
it.
and
Yeah.
then we can also load up all of our. I also suggest we take all of the sacred weapons that we don't need in here
Okay.
Yep.
with us.
I say we do that.
Do you guys want to do that like collect those together and then head out to the place and ask him? Ah, shit.
Well,
I lost my train of
if
thought.
Harshnag's going back to the ship to get the other giant, then he could take a load of stuff with him, like the ingot.
Okay, and do you guys want to go with him?
Yeah, I figured we can all go and just carry everything at once.
Okay, I'm glad that you do that. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just simplify this as you guys are traveling out of the dungeon. You guys feel a pop, or you hear a pop, and all of the sacred weapons that you were carrying disappear. All of the treasure you've gathered remains, but
We left
Vanitas.
the spear for the cloud giant one.
Oh, Vanitas did
Vanitas-
put the Ild rune back. So the Ild rune
Yeah.
was unaffected.
All the runes and the cloud giant spear we left in there because we were gonna need that in there anyway.
Yep. So that happens. What do you guys do when that happens?
I mean, I can turn around and see if they like just transported back to the statues.
You travel back to the statues and you find that each of the statues are currently leaning, like kneeling as they were before, with their arms outstretched, offering their weapons, and their weapons have returned to their hands.
Okay. So I don't think we can steal the weapons, guys.
By the way,
No.
I don't know if
The deadbeat gods want to keep their toys.
I want to mention, because I don't know if it was obvious, but you guys had that debate earlier about whether to like take the like Haugrun and Ild rune that you found up in the garden.
Yeah.
You guys have found a second Ild rune, and there is another Haug rune entered into the archway. You could, before you leave, swap those two out for the ones in the garden and try taking those. If you wanna walk out of here with a couple extra rune stones.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, we can do that before we leave.
Okay.
After
I
we
like
figure
that
out what's
idea.
going on with the door.
Sure. So let's go in here. We go cloud. I'm gonna pull out a cloud giant. And my boy Zephyros comes out of the that's about the right scale. He's going to come back down, and he's very uncomfortable. He does not like dungeons. He is not an adventurer, and actually, as you guys are like traveling through this dungeon, he keeps like he'll see like a rat scurry across the floor, and he's like, "Oh God, what was that?" And one
I'm just
time
gonna-
that happens, and he just goes like, "Ah!" and he shoots a thunderbolt out in front of him and just burns like a streak across the wall.
I'm gonna fly up behind him and just like yell in his ear.
Okay, he is going to turn around and zap you with a thunderbolt.
It was worth it.
Can you make a Constitution save for me?
Ouch.
Okay,
Ooh.
and you are going to take 17 points of
Damn,
damage.
don't fuck around.
Whoa.
I thought you were gonna, massage his shoulders or calm him down or sing a song to him.
Okay, when he
But
does
you
that,
just-
he immediately feels really bad about it and is going to. He spends a long time apologizing, to the extent that you guys kind of have to like give him a nudge to get going. Okay, so you guys get in. You finally get Zephyros into this room. You've collected all of your loot that you found before into his castle. And following your instructions, Zephyros says like, "Oh, okay, so I pick up this spear, and you want me to touch the sky room, I assume? I see
You
what you're
got
saying.
it.
This makes perfect sense. This is exactly Harshnag, I'm so proud of you. This is like perfect runic theory. I didn't think you were listening." And he's going to just walk on over and tap that Haug rune, and this archway, which was previously so previously the archway was filled with like opaque clouds that were like faintly glowing. As soon as he taps that rune, the rune flashes green, and there's like a confirmation chime. And then the clouds in the doorway swirl, and they form into like a portal that is it looks like there's the clouds are the portal, and then there's a portal on the other side looking into another room that is illuminated now because you guys returned the Ild rune. But between the two portals, there's like a corridor of like lightning connecting the two. And Zephyros is going to say, "Oh my, do you guys mind if I partake?" And
Sure.
all right, then he's going to step into the portal and disappear. Well, he doesn't disappear. You see him enter the room on the other side.
Vanitas is following suit. He got struck by lightning once. One more time shouldn't hurt.
Okay, you step through the portal, and you feel this like it's like you're caught in a current, and you are just quickly pulled on over to the other side, and you pop out through a similar archway on the other door.
Okay. I'm gonna look at
Does the whole party follow suit?
Yeah.
Yep,
Holgar's feeling brave now. He's gonna.
I'm definitely going through the portal.
Let's go.
Okay. I have moved the whole party over. Polygon reveal. Click, 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 click. Da, 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 da. Okay, GMs move over to the 1FB map and look in the far top right of this map.
Oh God.
Sorry, that does look very ominous. I did not think about how that would look.
I thought it was like a giant spider monster.
Well, it kind of looks like that. It's there's this big like statue kind of thing, robot maybe, large creature type thing that is hanging down. It's hanging from the ceiling, and I want you to think like is it Gladys from Portal?
Okay.
Okay, think like that, but more like almost like insectoid in design and with these like kind of bronze colored plates. There are torches around the room that are illuminated. How am I gonna do this? I think there are... How many questions did I see each person gets? Those are runes and entrances. Oh, I have a different sheet for this. This is why I was confused. I want chapter 4. Words of the Oracle. Okay. So there's the normal like lanterns spread across the sides of the room that illuminate the room with fire. And then there is this big ornate bowl in the middle of the room that's like on a pedestal up 10 feet in the air. The bowl is like 2 feet tall by 6 feet wide or something like that. There are 6 there are 6 special lantern kind of light fixture things arranged around the guy. What? I need to be on the map layer. Come on. Map. This is not exactly what I had in mind, but it'll be a good representation.
Okay.
Each of them contains one of the runes that you guys have seen throughout this dungeon seems to be glowing on the light that the lantern on, like the flame coming out of the top of these braziers, I guess you would call them. And the flame is blue and has kind of like has the shape of the rune inside of them. How would all right, give me a second. I did not necessarily prepare for you guys to get this far tonight, so I just need to read a little bit on my notes.
Oh, just saying, I'll be calling it night soon. By 10 at the latest.
Okay.
Gotcha.
We should have a good amount of time, I think, to cover... Oh,
Isn't this the part where we ask questions?
This is the part where we ask questions, and I think I probably want to call it a night here because I want
Wex
Wex to be here
Yeah.
when we do this.
Yeah.
Especially because I have stuff planned that is related to specifically the personal plots of Sabek and Wex, because I assume you guys are going to want to have questions that dig into those. So
And this gives us
Also-
good time to think of what questions we want to
Yeah.
ask.
Yeah, I want the time to think of the question.
okay, then
How many questions? One question?
so I have to think of the way that this is worded. There's an inscription on the bowl of on the like lid of the bowl. This is somewhere where the like I really was struggling to prep for this and come up with something appropriately like dramatic. It says something.
Read that to us next time.
Well, no, I want to give you guys like the rules so you guys know what you're prepping for. It says something along the lines of communicating that like the person who wants to communicate with Anam and like puts their blood in the bowl to form the connection and lets Anam into their body, and then they may ask like one question for each of the tribes, so 6 questions. And with each question they ask, their connection with Anam will grow stronger. Yes, I think that's a good way to communicate it. So each person, theoretically at least, can ask up to 6 questions. And also, I don't really know the like right way to that I would communicate this on a bowl, but you don't have to ask all of your questions now. You could leave and come back in 10 years and ask the other questions.
Okay.
If we could get through that doorway, and we may have to go through all the same stuff.
Yes. Okay. So, I guess you guys will have an opportunity to think about your think about your questions before next game.
Okay.
I guess does anyone have any questions, anything they want to cover before we head off?
I want to know why we would even think to ask this thing questions. Like, what...
Okay, so the reason you guys don't necessarily have to.
Like, I see a random
Harshnag.
weird thing like this in a dungeon, and my first reaction would be, kill it, not let's ask it directions.
Okay, it does not appear to be alive currently.
That's not good. I don't like the way you said currently.
So Harshnag and Zephyros hired you guys to bring them here because they want to find a way to stop the oh god, my thing shifted. They want to find a way to stop the Jotun Civil War, and this thing should have the collective knowledge of Anam the Allfather, who theoretically knows everything. So if
So they've told
anybody
us all
knows
this.
like what has gone wrong with the reckoning or whatever it's called, the thing that holds Jotun society together, this thing would know what it is and how to fix it. So that is our basic like hook of this thing is going to tell you what you need to do with the rest of the campaign.
So is this the Eye of the Allfather then? This
Yes.
mechanism? Okay.
Yes. And to that end,
I was thinking it was going to be like some sort of magical talking gem or something, but cool.
to that end, this is actually going to be interesting because Sabek has a huge distrust of specifically things like this, but
Yep.
also this thing knows theoretically everything, and if anything knows how to cure Sabek of his affliction, this thing is probably it.
We'll see what's what.
So that will be the situation leading into next game.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to stop.
Cool.
How much of my backstory have you gone over, Bren?
God, did I even remember to like? There was a very awkward period where like I came up with a lot of notes and then didn't have time to write them down, so they're all just living in Discord right now. I think I copied down your backstory. I know you told me your backstory of like where Vanitas comes from. Yeah, if you go to Vanitas and then go to bio and info in the far top left, not the bio section on your character sheet, but the section to the left of your character sheet, you'll see I pasted in all of the stuff you told me. So that covers most of Vanitas's life leading up to the current point, with like his childhood and his parents being adventurers and then going off and never coming back, and being taken in by the monks and everything. And I went one step further, and I have integrated his backstory into the greater plot.
Oh, okay, cool.
I will leave it at
I
that.
was actually because I was gonna say, if you, one of the questions I'm gonna be asking is, you know, like, are Vanitas' parents alive? So if you
Yeah,
haven't figured
it
that
knows
out,
the answer
it's
to
gonna
that.
be one of them. Okay, good.
God, I'm going to feel a little bad because there's going to be like, it theoretically should know the answer to all things. There's going to be a few things that it is not able to answer, and some of them are going to feel like a cop out, but it's not. It's not a cop out. It just can't answer them for important plot reasons. So we'll get to those when we get to them.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Before the next game, everyone try to think of any questions you want to ask. Do keep in mind we will see next game that warning it mentions about like your connection with Anam grows stronger each time. There will be a penalty to every question you ask. So if you don't need to ask questions, maybe
Yeah, I figured that
don't.
wasn't going to be good.
Yes. Okay.
All right, y'all.
Alrighty.
See some of you on Monday and see others next game.
I will see my coworkers on Tuesday.
Yerp.
Yep.
All right.
I will see none of you, but I will hear your voices.
Goodbye, friends.
All right, y'all.
Hasta luego.
Have a good